initiated.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to Rogue Agent Radio episode 13, your place for all things Tom Clancy's The Division. I'm one of your hosts, Boomslang. Joining me, as always, is the Master of Management, Deep Fried Dave. How's it going, Dave? Long time no talk.
I know, it's been too long, man. It feels really good to be recording tonight. I'm glad we got some things worked out so that we can carry on.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of good stuff to talk about. Looking forward to it.
Been a little hectic last few days, so yeah, I'm excited too. Finally, we have the rock star of gaming, blessed Doom. How you doing, Doom?
Oh, I'm doing good now that my internet's actually working. I've been fighting with the internet company for the past couple of days. It's just all of a sudden just got super slow. Do you think maybe it has something to do with its episode 13 that we've been having all the problems trying to get this one out?
Now that you bring that up, I had never thought about it until now. That's probably the only explanation. We've had so many crazy things between technical issues and personal issues and things, and thankfully they're working themselves out. But yeah, it's been a little hectic. So how was everybody's holidays, Christmas and New Year's and things? Get anything cool? Do you go visit family, have a good time, whatever? What about you, Dave?
A lot of travel. A lot of my family and wife's family is up in the northwest part of the state, so I have a dysfunctional family, so I have to go to moms and then dads,
right,
and then grandparents one and number two and in-laws. So kids got to do like 3 purges of all the old toys, so
I know.
to make room for their new stuff. So
I'm starting to understand that whole process and things with my daughter. I was like, she got, she didn't get a ton of new toys, but she got a few. I was like, okay, you don't play with these; they're going to go in a box. You can play with those, or the next kid or whatever can play with those. You need them, because I can't stand when like tons and tons of toys or whatever. I would go crazy. But, yeah.
Oh, it's coming. You can only fight it for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, other than that, it was good. Made a prime rib. I think if you follow me on Twitter, you've probably seen my fantastic prime rib I made for New Year's Eve. So enjoyed doing that, and made some more smoked bourbon chili for New Year's Day.
Dang.
That's my personal recipe. Yeah.
What was your favorite Christmas present? Anything really cool, or is it just like underwear and shirts and pants and things?
Let's see. I got. I think my favorite thing is I'm a one of those. I'm a sock guy.
Yeah.
I'm real big into my sock game. So for work, I'm kind of a stuffed shirt. I wear slacks and wingtips and all this stuff to work. So I'm a big component of sock game. So I got this box of like 12. It was a box of 12 different pairs of, different colors and patterns and styles of socks.
That's cool. It's funny when you get older. Like when I was younger, I was all about toys and things. Like, oh, toys is gonna be cool. And I still like toys or whatever. But now, every year around Christmas, my mom gets me like the essential clothes and stuff. So I'm like, sweet socks, underwear. I've been needing these, because I don't buy any until Christmas or whatever. I just collect them, and then as it goes, I cycle through them and anything. But yeah, it's funny how that works. What about you, Doom? What did you? How was your Christmas and New Year's? And did you get any cool stuff?
I did get some cool stuff. It was pretty cool. We didn't do too much. Go up to my fiance's parents' house because none of my family lives anywhere around here, and I got some cool things. A lot of geeky stuff. The problem that my fiance and I have is not getting each other the same thing because we're both into the same geeky stuff. So,
well, that's cool.
Yeah, I would open something and I'd be like, "Oh, I almost got this for you," and then she would say the same thing to me. So we almost have to coordinate. So yeah, I got some cool stuff. Couple of big books about Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah,
and I got a big book of Metallica pictures, like live shots and stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah, and
seems like something you would enjoy.
Yeah,
being a rock star and everything. So
Metallica,
metalhead.
And then also for our Team Resolute Secret Santa, I got a what I'm recording on right now, a Blue Yeti Blackout microphone
I
from
thought your
from
voice sounded extra sexy.
yeah, from Javier in Resolute.
That's cool.
Sent me that. It was pretty awesome. I couldn't believe it. I was just like, what is in this box? And I opened it, and it took
Yeah.
me a minute to realize what it was. It's like, oh,
Wow.
oh,
That is a really good gift. So,
Jeez,
yeah.
you guys have a pretty robust Secret Santa program going on there in Team
I know.
Resolute.
I'm kind of sad that I missed out on it, but I was like, I don't have money like to buy presents and things. I guess I could have got something smaller, but I was in a bind. But anyways, yeah. So that's cool.
Yeah, as far as New Year's, I didn't do too much. I don't really get into holidays that much, and normally, as far as New Year's and stuff, I kind of try to hide myself away because I don't like fireworks.
Oh, really?
Explosions don't work
Yeah.
well.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I was like,
Yeah.
wait, why would he not like fireworks? Duh.
Yeah,
People like sparklers, though.
yeah, but we live in an area where it's just explosions all night long, and so it's always pretty like Fourth of July and New Year's are a little rough for me.
Right.
But all I did do, I stayed up until about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning on New Year's, grinding to rank 5 on Iron Banner in Destiny. This was the first week for Iron Banner that I got all 3 of my characters up to rank 5.
That's impressive considering how frustrating Iron Banner is for me personally.
Yeah. I mean, well, it was. I'd never done it, and I just really wanted to do it. And so I finally got up there, and it's like, all right, now I can take a break from Destiny.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of the same way. My Christmas was pretty good. I had family here. My brother flew in from New Mexico, so my whole family was here, which is getting to be quite a few people. There's 7 people in my immediate family, my parents, and then I have 4 siblings. So, and a couple of us are married, so with kids. So it's a pretty big gathering. And then went to Memphis for my wife's family Christmas. And just to keep it short and sweet, my favorite present was an Elgato HD 60 that my brother-in-law got me, which I was pretty stoked about that. And it came with like a little carrying case with it too. So I'll be hopefully recording in whatever frame rate, 60 frames, whatever the Division will let me, and streaming too from it, hopefully, if my computer will allow it. But New Year's isn't a huge deal. We just, cook fettuccine or whatever, and then me and my wife made out after the ball dropped. But big deal, nothing too crazy. But yeah. But anyways, this podcast is about Tom Clancy's The Division, and Rogue Agent Radio is your base of operations for all things relating to The Division. News, information, game discussions, and also agent trust issues, which everyone's going to find out eventually. You can find us on iTunes by searching Rogue Agent Radio, where we will post the show whenever we don't have technical issues and other things going on, hopefully every Monday morning. So subscribe, rate, review, tell your friends, and all that good stuff. Also check us out on our official website, which is rogueagentradio.com, where you can find the links to all of our podcasting wares and social media hubs such as Twitter and Facebook and all those other things. And I think YouTube as well, which we need to get the rest of the videos up on there. But anyways, without further ado, let's begin episode 13 with the news of the week. Take us away, Dave. What do we have to talk about?
A few things to talk about. One small thing that came out that there's a little hidden information in is that they released the ERSB rating for the game. Obviously, we figured it was going to be mature.
Yeah.
And it is mature. But which I have never really looked at the website, but they give their exact breakdown of why they give it that.
Right.
So I just wanted to read it real quick and then point out this one thing. So in their description of the Division, so this is a third-person shooter in which players assume the role of a sleeper agent of the Division, a secret government agency designed to respond to major disasters. As players explore urban areas after a bioterrorism attack, they combat street gangs and militias in realistic tactical firefights, Characters mostly use machine guns, shotguns, turrets, and grenades to kill enemies. Combat is highlighted by realistic gunfire, screams of pain, and large splashes of blood.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Several sequences depict corpses, some tied up or hanging from railings, and players must rescue hostages in some levels of the game. So I thought that was pretty cool because I don't know that we've really seen anything about actual hostage rescue missions. Is that the first that we've heard of that?
I think there might have been a video where, yeah, I think it was in the video, the recent one when they highlighted our reactions when we played it while we were in Sweden. I think there was one clip where it showed a guy just walking, and in the top left how it shows what your current mission is. I think it said hostage rescue or something of that nature. So I don't know if it's referring to that or if it's referring to a larger mission or whatever else that they would have in it. But I think that's pretty cool. I mean, if you think about it, there would be a lot of hostages in this scenario. Different guys taking people captive that they think are important or hold for ransom, whatever, because, it's just the New York City, supposedly, in that surrounding area that's quarantined. So if there's anyone inside there that's important, they're going to hold them up for money or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And thinking to that, to the Silent Night trailer, I just think, but if you have a hostage extraction situation, that kid at the end that they fire the extraction pistol up.
Yeah. I have seen a lot of people conspire about that, extracting a hostage and stuff. When they say that, I imagine Metal Gear Solid 5, and you're like attaching everyone to, what's that thing called? I can't even remember. The Fulton device. It goes up, it takes off. Yeah,
it's one of my all-time favorite mechanics in any game ever.
Dude, it turns you into like a compulsive kidnapper.
What is it? What does it do?
You extract people with like a parachute.
It's kind of a play on something that they had, I think, back in the 60s or 70s or something. What they would do is they would balloon up some sort of cable and they would get airlifted out that way. But what this is, it's kind of a take on that. He just attaches these balloons and this harness to enemies, enemies that you tranquilize, animals, equipment, pretty much anything.
Yeah,
you just
tanks.
put this balloon on. Yeah, tanks. Strap this balloon to it, and it just shoots it up in the air and takes it back to your mother base.
Oh, sounds like hours of entertainment, really.
Yeah, so you are literally just running around Afghanistan and Africa, kidnapping and stealing everything.
By balloon.
By balloon.
Yeah.
If anyone's seen The Dark Knight, Batman: The Dark Knight, that happens in that movie too. When he blows out the building and that he's after that Chinese guy, and he straps him up or whatever, straps him to himself, and then that balloon shoots out of the side of the building, and that jet, or the plane flies over and grabs him. That's pretty much the same thing.
Okay, I'm with you now.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so that was that. Oh, but if there are hostage extractions, I'm not taking that kid in the Silent Hill.
He's got other alternatives. They're like,
he's the last one I'm extracting.
Yeah.
But want to go over, and there's a really good article. There's been a lot of talk and confusion about all of the limited editions that are coming out and the collector's editions that are coming out. So we just wanted to break it down real quick because there has been a lot released in the last week over a lot of different countries and what they're getting as far as pre-order bonuses. So if you want to check out this whole article, go to Division.Zone, one of our partners here, Rogue Agent Radio, and they have a great breakdown that shows you every single pre-order bonus and the locations and where you can get it. Right now, there's not a whole lot for the States yet, so bonuses meaning, if you get them at Amazon, you'd get one type of, bonus pack, or if you get them at, EB Games, it'd be something different. So I'm going to try and run down them real quick. So there's like different limited edition packs. Like there's a firefighter pack. These are all like in-game equipment packs.
Right.
So each one of these has like the apparel that goes with it. So there's like a firefighter one that has the apparel, and then this is the kind of the cool stuff. Each one has a different go bag. So like the firefighter pack has a go bag with increased burn damage resistance, increased burn damage resistance, and then a Super 90 shotgun, just as
Oh,
an
nice.
example. So then
Well,
there's a
that's
hazmat
cool
pack.
uh, that it's like themed, kind of like a firefighter is
Yeah,
burn resistant. So that's
yeah,
kind of cool. So if you think about it, maybe in the game, if you wanted something like that, you go to a fire department and start looking around for loot and stuff, and maybe you can find firefighter gear. I wonder if that would be something
yeah.
that you could do in the game. That could be kind of cool.
Get your axe. And
Yeah.
then, so like that's the firefighter pack, and then there's a hazmat pack, which gives you like the paramedic hazmat type thing, a go bag with increased health skills, and then it's got a P4 or 16 assault rifle and a
It's
skin.
it's the M416 is what it
All
is.
right,
Yeah,
there.
they just call it
Thank.
P416.
All right, police pack. It's got a go bag with increased ammo capacity, with all the apparel along with it as well, and an M8070 shotgun. See, I should have Doom reading off the weapons for each one of these.
The Remington 870.
Thank you. And then the National Guard pack, which again the apparel, and then this has a go bag with an increased armor perk, and then this again has that MP416 with the skin.
Mm.
So now, real quick, we know about the standard and gold editions. The gold edition is just a standard game, season pass, and the National Guard pack. And then the standard collector's edition that everybody can get. Well, not everybody right now because you can only get it on, find it for Xbox. I think it's still not available again for PS4.
I
But
wonder if
then,
it just sells out, or if they just
yeah,
don't make as many.
that's what I don't know. I have a alert set on Amazon for me to let me know if it pops up for PS4, and I haven't seen anything.
Yeah, like when I searched for mine, I had to order mine from Best Buy because it was sold out everywhere, at
Yeah.
GameStop, at
So
Amazon, everywhere.
I pre-ordered a collector's edition at GameStop. So does that not exist anymore, or is that still a thing?
It
That's cool.
should exist.
Because I almost didn't do it, but I went in there. They're like, "Oh yeah, we have them available. Give us your money." I was like, "I'll give it a shot and see what happens."
It should still be available. I
Did you
mean,
get a beta code?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
mean,
yeah, it should be.
it
Yeah, you
should
should
be
be
good.
good.
Okay. I need to call
I
and
didn't.
check and see, because that's supposed to be the one with the watch and all that
Right.
stuff.
I think the collector's editions are like made to order, or not really made to order, but like they're not going to ship 10 of them to a GameStop unless they know they need 10 of them, unless it's like a really big
Okay.
or really like popular GameStop. Like mine, I live in a really small city, so they only order as many as what people pre-order. So when I pre-ordered the Destiny Ghost Edition, they only had two, and one was actually damaged, so they had to call the other guy because he wasn't there at the time. He was like, "Yeah, I don't care about the box," so they gave me the better box. But anyways, like there was only two of the Ghost Editions that in that whole store, and everything else was just normal edition. So it might be the same thing with this one.
Mm.
So yeah, so here's all those packs I was talking about. So we don't know. All we know is right now, if you pre-order it anywhere in the States, you're going to get that hazmat pack. But what they've been releasing now, recently over the last week, are all these other countries that are getting different pre-order bonuses. So an example, UK, they have they have a pre-order bonus in the UK where you can get the standard game, but then you get the firefighter pack and the police pack,
Right.
which is different than what we have in the States. And then let's see, Asia, they have if you pre-order, you get a limited edition steelbook automatically with it.
I want
Australia,
that so bad,
Yeah.
and we
Well-
don't have it yet. I'm really frustrated.
well, and the thing is, it's really cool if you look through all these. And again, these are all on the Division.Zone, no .com, Division.Zone website. Is that it shows all of these, each one of these countries, the limited edition steelbook is different. So they're all limited edition to that country.
That's
So then
cool.
Australia has the SHD edition, which is a limited edition steelbook with a season pass.
I think that's the coolest one. That's the one that's like orange, right, with the agent on the front. I think.
Actually, with the agent on the front, I think so. But there's a one, if you you can just buy the steelbook only. Say you didn't get a fancy steelbook and you live in the States and you don't get a steelbook, you can go to the Uplay shop and they have the orange one with the Shield logo on it.
Oh, nice.
That you can buy the steel case for it.
I'm gonna have to do that then if they don't add a steelbook in the U.S.
Yeah. I'm sure they will, guys. They'll take care of us,
I don't know. The community intelligence isn't here yet, so
Yeah. Best for last. No, I'm
yeah.
just kidding. Um, and then again, the Germany, Austria, and Switzerland GameStop. You can get a different limited edition steelbook, and then you get the hazmat pack. And where I'm leading up, and then at a Swiss World of Games pre-order bonus, you get the police pack, firefighter pack, hazmat pack. So everybody's doing something different, like as you would expect.
Yeah.
But listen to this one. Russia. This is on the official store in this Russian game store. So you get the main game with a limited edition box art, a limited edition steelbook, a Save What Remains poster, and then all of the kits: firefighter kit, police kit, hazmat or firefighter pack, police pack, hazmat pack. And then there's one thing in here, survival kit. I don't even know what the heck that is. I think it's another.
That is insane.
It's like another in-game, pack.
Right.
I'm like,
Sounds
man, you
like
guys
they're
are
just-
making out.
I know
Yeah.
they've got the best one out of them all. I wonder if they're just all kind of like miscommunication and things, because there's been quite a few things that have been posted and then pulled, and then videos that have been released too soon, like today, with that video. And so I wonder if all these
A lot.
packs are generalized, but they're just a lot of miscommunication, misinformation, and all this stuff going on.
If you look at him, what he's got on the site there, again, it's all the promotional flyers. So maybe it is wrong, but it's for like the GameStop here in
Right.
Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. It's their GameStop flyer saying pre-order. Hey, if you pre-order, you get this and this. So
Interesting.
just thought it was interesting. And
Yeah.
so TBD and what we'll get here.
Right. It's good to know. I mean, if you live in those areas, then
Oh, yeah.
you have the option to go get this collector's edition. And it sounds like if it stays this way, it will be a true collector's edition or
Yeah.
collector's
Well,
items.
And these are just, well, see, the thing is, these are just limited editions. They're just
Right.
standard, nothing overly expensive. They're just pre-order bonuses. So it's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
And then if you've been following the Division news, you probably heard that there was on the French Ubisoft blog, there was a developer that confirmed Brooklyn being
Yeah.
a part of the game. I'm sure everybody heard that.
Been a lot of controversy.
And then it was retracted about a day later after everybody got all excited about it.
Yeah.
So
I
So
almost
Brook-
made a video about it, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wait and see.
to see how this fleshes out.
Yeah.
So so it was confirmed and then retracted. So the thing is another Division.Zone thing that they put together, which was kind of neat, was looking at, but there have been several sightings of Brooklyn in various trailers. And we saw it again today, the Brooklyn Bridge, but there have been trailers and teasers that you could tell were filmed in the Brooklyn area or designed in the Brooklyn area from the landmarks,
Right.
including the Silent Night trailer. So I guess the speculation is, if you're on the Reddit and the forums and everything, did this developer make a mistake and just slip up and say something that was yet to be announced? Or did he make a mistake? It's actually not part of the game, or is it DLC
I don't know. I mean,
coming down the road?
I think one of the best explanations I heard, and it kind of made the most sense in my mind, was Marco. He put out a video where he said that he thought it was like, imagine in a video game when you first do like the tutorial area, you walk through a little like, small section, and then you can never go back to that area. Maybe that's part of this, but if it's showing clips of people in it, maybe I don't know. Maybe it's just like a really small section that you go back to. If you've ever played The Witcher 3, maybe it's like White Orchard as opposed to like Velen and Skellige and all those different places. Just like a small area to kind of introduce you to what this place is instead of just throwing you into this giant open world. Now go do whatever, Or maybe it is DLC. Who knows? It would seem kind of odd that they would announce DLC for like a description of the core game. Personally.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I hate for them to start talking about DLC before the game comes out too.
Right.
Let's concentrate one thing at a time.
Yeah. I like that you just say season pass and then are you going to talk about the season pass?
No, I wasn't actually. Do you have some info on the season pass?
Yeah, there's a couple things that I want to throw in here. The season pass is it went live on the Xbox store. If you pull up your Xbox, the Division's on the main page. I was like, oh yeah, we're getting some news and some hype going now. But anyways, the season pass says it will give you a year's worth of expansions and other, I think it was exclusive benefits of some sort. So I don't think there's no price on it. I would go ahead and prepare for $50 US. That's pretty much every season pass that's out there is normally $50 US. And so you can convert that however you need to, but that's good to know. You have your DLCs or whatever. And so it's going to be cheaper to do that than it is to buy each expansion separately. Typically it's cheaper to do it that way. So, but the other thing was there's a lot of rumor about the beta dropping on January 29th, I think it was.
Yeah, 29th.
I looked at the source. I don't know if there's a whole lot of others, but it came from what website was it? I can't remember exactly. I meant to bring it up, but it wasn't an official Ubisoft site. It was some retailer, I think, some other country, or I can't remember where it was exactly, but it just said that they would be sending out beta codes in the next 2 weeks before the date, and it was going to be on the 29th. When I first saw that, I was like, oh, that's probably going to be the day, because the alpha was leaked in a very similar way. Some, user support person messaging someone else asking about it, and they said, oh, the beta is going to be on whatever day, December, whatever day it was.
Yeah, here's it's from, according to an email from a UK games retailer, that looks like it got sent out confirming a closed beta date for some of their customers.
Right.
Fun stock.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I don't trust that personally. If it didn't come from Ubisoft, then I don't really. I mean, they could be right, but it just seems kind of odd that they would know when a beta date was going to be, because of how things worked when I was in Sweden and things I learned about the alpha, basically. So, and the reason I say that is because we learned that Alex Noon from Eric's Gaming, he's going to Malmo, to the studio this week. So, and a couple other people I think are going. I don't know who they are, but I'm pretty sure I heard that several other people are going. So they're going to go probably do the same thing we did. Go there, play the game, maybe capture some footage, because I'm going to go out on a limb and say they're going to play the beta. I don't know who's going, what's going on, whatever. I don't know anything about that. So I'm not like trying to step around this and not, break NDA or whatever. But my official prediction is he's going there. They're going to play the beta, possibly capture some footage, and then next week we're going to get the beta. Yeah. A week from whenever this podcast tonight, a week from what is today? Tuesday? So it'll be like Wednesday, a week from Wednesday.
I didn't realize that they were sending some more people out there. I didn't check the mail today. I wonder if I have something out there for me. I better go check.
Yeah. But anyways, that's what I'm going to assume when it comes to the beta, just from how they did it last time around. And also, one final thing, the beta is confirmed for January because of the Uplay rewards, and it was also kind of confirmed the same way for the alpha. You can earn a reward for playing the beta and it says you can earn this reward by playing the Division beta in January. So that confirms that it's going to be in January, not February, like some people were saying. But anyways, that's all the news I have.
Yeah. And we had a lot to go over. And then one last bit of news. Yeah, it has been a little while. Too long.
The show's going to be a little bit longer, but it's okay.
And we had one bit of news from Rogue Agent Radio News. We've graciously been asked if we wanted to have a forum hosted on a new Division forum site called thedivisionforums.com.
Such a clever name.
Yeah, it is. I mean, hey, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
You don't have to explain it or dashes or anything like that.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
So you can
2Gs
find,
and an underscore.
yeah, I hear you. I hear you, boom slang.
Slang underscore. Anyways, sorry.
So anyway, go to the divisionforums.com. They obviously have a standard forum about the division news and general discussions, but then you also see that's where they're hosting our forum for Rogue Agent Radio. So it's just getting up and going, but we do have a moderator, Chewy Onions. That's a big fan of the division. He's been following since 2013, and
Sweet.
obviously is enjoying what we're doing with the community as Rogue Agent Radio. So you'll find him over there helping us out, and I'm sure you'll see us in there interacting as well. So we're really excited about that. So we have our own forums now, and be sure to check out the divisionforums.com for that.
Hashtag hype. It's getting real.
Hashtag it's real.
Today,
Yep.
I'm pumped after today, dude. I'm excited. The video, if you haven't watched the video today, go watch it. Like it encapsulates everything what the division is,
And
in
it's
a really
long.
good video. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. A lot of news, a lot of good stuff going on. Anyways, so let's hear what the fans have to say with the listener mail. So if you guys want to be a part of Rogue Agent Radio, send us your questions and topics to rogueagentradio@gmail.com, where they will then be answered on the show, just like Lord Junior Penguin. He says, "Hey guys, just started getting into the Division excitement recently, and I just pre-ordered the Gold Edition for Xbox. And I wanted to know what platform you guys will be playing on, and what is your favorite feature you can talk about and know of at the moment. Sorry if you guys have already answered these questions, as I am new to your podcast, but loving it so far and making my way through all of your fabulous episodes." Oh, thanks, Penguin.
I said thank you.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, we're gonna be playing on PlayStation and Xbox. You getting an Xbox, Doom?
I will be getting an Xbox, yes.
All right. Now we're talking. So we're all going to be Xbox One / PlayStation 4.
Yep.
Dave will as well. You already have your Xbox, right? Yeah, you do. I played.
C.
Yeah, I'm just waiting until I can buy. I just had to pay for a bunch of wedding stuff, but I'm going to buy the Elite pack so I can get one of those cool Elite controllers.
Oh, you are not. I hate you right now.
Oh yeah,
Dang.
it's
I want that controller so bad.
Or if members of the division community want to chip in and get Doom a wedding gift, I think this is a great idea right now. There you go.
You should get your
I'm
wedding
not going to
band can
argue
have
with that.
your wedding band can have the logo stamped on it.
Hey, would Mrs. Doom approve of that as a wedding gift?
She might.
Your tone doesn't really suggest that.
She's sitting right next to you.
No.
So
we are, however, putting a DX Racer chair on our wedding registry. So
oh, that is awesome. I want one of those too. Gosh,
I had gravy boats on mine, and you got racer chair.
gravy boats. So, Dave, what's your favorite feature so far that you can talk about?
Oh, I mean, favorite feature, I guess, favorite overall. I don't know. I'm just excited about the stats and min-maxing your character. And, we've said it from day one, if you don't know anything about the division, know that it's an RPG. Well, we've been saying that for months, and that's been the mantra of Massive, for people to understand that. And now we're just seeing so much of that
Right.
it's really, you're really understanding it. And each video that comes out, or each bit of information that comes out, just shows you how much more ingrained it is, so that you really can min-max your character, and you can ignore it if you want to, or you can get really down and dirty with it and just spend too much time in it, like I will, and make a spreadsheet to
I'm looking forward
to figure
those
out
spreadsheets.
all the bonuses that I want to have on my, figure out the god roll for my character, for that role. So I'm just really looking forward to. There's just so many parts and pieces and components that go into making the character that you want to make. So that's what I'm most excited about.
Yeah, it's gonna be really cool. What about you, Doom? What's your favorite feature?
Well, I think the thing, I don't know if you could consider it a feature, but the thing that I'm most excited about is the engine itself, the Snowdrop engine.
Yeah,
Like
I think it's
that.
a feature. I think it
Yeah,
qualifies.
I really at some point want to do a whole show about it if we can get more information about it. I want to see what this thing can do. Like, I'm excited about how the game appears at least to be pretty seamless when you're transitioning between areas.
Yeah.
Not doesn't look like there might be a lot of loading. Um, I want to see what this engine can do because it was created specifically for this game.
Yeah.
And so that's what I think I'm the most excited about.
Yeah. I think we talked about we're going to do a show on that. So
Yeah.
probably not next week because we kind of have some ideas for what we're going to do next week. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in the topic of the week before we move on to the actual topic of the week. But anyways, my favorite feature is probably going to be playing with each other and coordinating with each other with what you were talking about, Dave, like the stats and things, like the actual roles of playing with each other and how you're going to complement one play style with another play style and just working together, teamwork, cooperating with your friends and things. Because I love playing with my friends in video games. Like Destiny was one of the big ones that I had a blast playing with other people. And I know I rag on Destiny all the time, but I freaking love that game because of the experiences I shared with my friends and the different scenarios that we found ourselves in and just goofing off and having a good time. And the Division's going to be that all over again. Like I know because I've played it and I've seen how fun it can be with other people. So that's what I'm most excited about.
Yeah, I could definitely agree with that. I mean, I'm hoping that the cooperation in this goes even deeper than Destiny did because I've been a little down on Destiny lately, but it's always going to have a special place for me because Destiny kind of changed my life. Like it brought me into this whole, gaming community. Before that, I was a total solo gamer, so I'm hoping that like what you're saying with the cooperation and everything, that this is going to take it that much further.
Right.
And that's I'm excited about that too.
Yeah, it's going to be good. This week, I also took to Twitter and asked people to send in some questions. Occasionally, I'll do that. And we got some pretty good things. I'm going to look through here. Let's see. At the Real Hill says, excuse me, does campaign progression count for all team members when playing co-op? Yes, it does. I think they confirmed this in 2014. Like if you, but this is when they were talking about multiple bases. I mean, it still hasn't changed, but it's still the same. When you play with another player and you like beat a mission and you're playing with them, then that mission's going to be completed for you as well.
What about if you're a low level and you're playing with a much higher level character? Do you still get experience at the same rate as that higher level character, or does it scale?
I think it scales. I'm pretty sure. So they said they didn't want to limit people from playing with each other, but they said that the difficulty is going to scale to the higher leveled character in the squad,
Right.
and so they won't necessarily get one shot, but they're going to have a much harder time completing those missions with higher level people. So
Yeah, I know Borderlands does that. If you're playing with some higher level characters, like it might be a little bit tougher, but you gain. Borderlands somehow does it where it does everything it can to even out everybody. So if you have somebody that's at a lower level, it tries to get them up quicker to bring everybody to more of an even level.
right.
So yeah.
But yeah, everything that you progress with your friends is going to progress along with you. At Brent Comer asks, any info available on canine units? Which, if you didn't watch the video today, there was some clips showing different operations within your base of operations, or different features within your base of operations, if you will. And one of them said, shoot, I can't remember what one of them said. I made a video on it, I can't remember. Dang it. But anyways, the other one said canine unit. So what do you guys think? Do you think there's going to be dogs in the game? Or do you think it's just something in your base that you can just look at?
I think it'd be awesome if there was.
Yeah.
I mean, I like using D-Dog in Metal Gear.
Yeah, that's what I thought
But,
that's what I thought when I first saw it. I was like, that would be That would be a lot of fun. Have a companion like that to come in and kind of
Yep.
help you out, either do damage or whatever. But personally, as much as I want there to be dogs in it, I don't think there's going to be. I think that's just going to be one of those things where you just kind of see it, and it just kind of makes your base a little more complete. What about you, Dave? What do you think?
I don't think they'll be in your game like as a companion. Just I don't know how they would do that with co-op play.
Right.
If you're always immersed in an always online type of game, I don't know how it would work. I'm okay with it. I got enough pets to annoy me. I don't need another one when I'm playing video games walking by my side. I need to feed or water or clean up his poop somewhere or something. I don't. But I think that it was like I watched a couple videos today, but somebody did point out it's blue, so it's in that security type of setting. So I think it's going to be more just a function of the security of the base of operations that you're helping progress.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, those are all really good questions. I had some more, but we're already 40 minutes into this thing. We haven't even started talking about the topic of the week. So I'm going to save them for next week. Hopefully we'll be able to get to all of them. Thank you again for sending them in. And without further ado, we're going to go ahead and talk about the topic of the week. For this week, we have something pretty interesting and kind of goes along with what I was saying earlier with playing with your friends. We're going to talk about the RPG attributes, and this was discussed in the latest episode, or the latest podcast episode. Which is it? 7, 6, 7, 8. Which I can't remember what number it is exactly. We're a little behind on news. It's been a little while since we've done one of these, so we apologize for the delay, or the couple of days that we've delayed this. Like I said earlier, we had some issues.
It was episode 7.
Episode 7. Sweet Loot, I think is what it was called.
Yep.
Maybe we'll put that in the show notes. How about that, Dave? Put the link to the podcast. I know that there was a video released today, where I guess this is going to go live like as soon as I edit this. So technically it'll be Tuesday, I know a video went live. We will get to that in next week's episode. I promise you. We'll get up to date on things, and because there's a lot of stuff to go over in that one. A lot of interesting things. Probably going to talk a lot about the base of operations, possibly, among other things. But anyways, the RPG attributes in your character menus. You have 3 different roles, or not really roles, but 3 different statistics. I need to bring up a picture of what they are exactly, so I can kind of be working along with it. But anyways, first off, you have firearms, which increases your overall damage output. You have stamina, increases total maximum health, and electronics, which increases skill power. What do you guys think about this, having these 3 different stats?
I like it. I like you can kind of, it lets you really customize your style.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I think that the way that they're doing it's pretty cool, because they're catering to the roles. I think we thought this a little bit before in one of the older videos, right? That it kind of showed those skill trees. And it kind of seemed to align with it, but like when you say firearm improves your weapon damage, for DPS characters, and stamina increases your health for tanks, and electronics improves your skill power. So, and I think the example that they put in there, like on the electronics one, so like the skill power, the higher electronics attribute you have, the higher skill power score is, which controls how effective your skills are. So I think the example they gave is when you have a higher skill power, the pulse would last longer, has a higher range, or a riot shield can endure more damage, so on and so forth. So I think that's really cool how that works.
Right. Yeah, or like he said with the riot shield, say you just want to use a handgun, you want to use a pistol, and you want to use the riot shield. One of those guys was saying that they really like that play style. Well, as soon as that wears out, if you have a high skill power, you can just pop another one real quick.
Yeah, definitely.
And so you can keep using it.
Yeah, it's been a little while since I listened to the podcast. I'm knocking all the rust off right now. But yeah, I like how like he was saying, he could use that build, but then he also will find different pieces of gear and stuff that would help his headshot damage and things on like his pistols and things. So you would have high, really high headshot damage because you can take your time, and then you would have really high skill power. So you, like you said, refresh that shield so you can be ready to go again. So it's just that little glimpse right there gives you an idea of all the different play styles you're going to be able to have. If you want to go DPS, then you're going to max out your firearm, go tank, increase your stamina. I also like how they said that the different gear will boost a specific character attribute. And I think, see in here in the notes, I think he said that different gear has different themes. So
Yes.
what was it? The backpack was skill based.
Yeah.
So all of
Yeah.
your backpacks are going to boost things for your skills. Now, do you think it's going to boost things for skills? Like, is it going to have just skill power? Like, if you want to boost all of your skills, you're going to have to find. Well, I mean, it wouldn't make sense if that was the only thing, because if you wanted all of your gear to boost it, then you couldn't really. So maybe I don't know.
I think that if you look at the numbers, we always thought that there was something off on the skill power number because it always seems like half of the other ones.
Right.
And I don't know, I don't know what the metric is to get to that number, but I would think that the backpack could possibly be the only one that's directly related to skill power, but it may not be. How that works into everything, I don't know. But like some of the other examples they put in there, like you were going to talk about the themes, but there was a survival theme and a protective theme.
Mm-hmm.
How did that work out in between those two? So you said the backpack was skill, and then what were the other themes?
I can't remember. I think he only mentioned that and like the knee pads and things. So
Okay, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's just like a phrase or whatever. Like, I don't know, like a figure of speech that they were talking about exactly. Maybe it doesn't have an actual impact on the stats of it. Because like if you wanted to, like I would want to be able to go out and find every piece of gear that has as much firearm stats as possible to boost all of my DPS. But if the backpack has only skill power only boost my skill power, then what's the point of that? So maybe it has a little bit of both, or I don't know. That's I'd like to get that cleared up sometime. What about you, Doom? What do you think about like what do you think it means by the different equipment slots are themed?
It probably is kind of like what we were saying. Like each different piece has its certain role. Obviously, your body armor is going to be protective, and and it makes sense to me that your backpack is skill powered based because that's where all your skills are displayed.
Right.
Because as like what we've talked about before, you can see which skills a character has equipped because they're hanging off the backpack.
Right.
So
what if it has something to do with like a special ability that those pieces of gear have? Like it gives you plus 15 to armor or whatever, or like it'll have different stats, but then it'll have like a specialty stat, which like say it has firearms, but then it'll give you like a special boost of something else.
Right. Yeah. Once you get up to higher level gear and.
Well, it'll still affect your power score. Not your power score, but it'll still affect your armor, right? Your armor and attack scores. Is that what you're saying? Because all the pieces will always affect that, right? And then some of the pieces will then boost these attributes. So then I think what the theme would be, I think like the knee pads was saying more of a survival one. So I think that one went along with the chest armor, so you can like come in and slide in and take damage, as a tank player.
Right.
So I think it's going to have each piece of gear is going to have two different functions. Your attack and your defense, and then boosting these attributes, which is going to be really another awesome thing to min-max things that I can put in a spreadsheet. So yes.
Yeah, it was really cool. I mean, I can't wait till the beta comes out so we can actually talk about this, because again, we're still tiptoeing, because like we've seen, like I've seen different stats and things on these pieces of gear. I'm not going to say which stats I've seen on particular ones, but it is cool how it works. Like it kind of makes sense how all these stats work on these pieces of gear, and it's really fun to like play around with it and put on different pieces of gear and then go and look at the detailed stats, because all of the, like, if you put on all this gear that you think is going to do one thing, it's not necessarily the best gear for that particular build. When you first look at it initially, you have to kind of look around and tinker with it and kind of figure out what's going to be best for you, which I think is cool because it's not just straightforward. Like here's the, a gear with, rank number 9, here's a gear with rank number 10. You're going to take 10 every time. You just want to cycle out the highest level gear, like kind of like Destiny.
Yeah.
You just cycled out the next highest level gear, next rarity or whatever. It's kind of changed a little bit now, but it's not like, a level 17 is, or like a blue, it could be better than a purple, so it's, when used to, it never was that way.
It changed between about level 20 and 40, and then once you hit 40, it goes right back to you're just taking the more powerful thing.
Right, yeah. And so I don't think that's really going to happen in this game. Now, obviously, you're going to cycle out and get better gear, but you're not going to be like, oh, well, I got a blue now, so, or like a blue level 10 or whatever, so I'm going to get rid of my blue level 8, because, some things might be better on that 8 than there are on that 10.
Yeah.
At least.
That's typical for RPGs.
Right.
Like
for real RPGs.
For real RPGs, yeah. And the other thing that I believe they said, if I heard them right, is that most of this stuff is just randomized. There's not a certain number of armor pieces and weapons. Like, as you pick them up, it just randomizes what's on there.
Right.
So it's not like there is a certain list and that's all you can get, like in Destiny, where these are all the weapons, this is all the armor pieces, and these are the only rolls that you can get on them. And they did kind of make it change up a little bit, but not that much.
Yeah, but there was always a god roll normally on all of them.
Right. This, it's like different weapons and armor pieces for different play styles, and so you're going to have to look at everything when you get it.
Everything affects those 3 stats: the firearms, stamina, and electronics. So
yeah,
I don't know, it's going to be fun. I'm excited.
The way I'm looking at it is kind of the way the gear happens in Diablo, where you're just getting gear all the time, and even if it's a lower rarity, it might boost something really good on your character. So you really have to look at everything.
Right.
And depending on how you're playing, what you want to boost or what you don't care about boosting, determines what you keep.
Yeah.
It really seems like the gear is going in a more Diablo-ish kind of direction. At least I hope it does, because I really like how the gear works on there.
Yeah. It's going to be cool. It's going to be I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah.
Hey, do we have a minute to talk about those weapon unlockables? Because that really gets me excited.
Yeah. Yeah, we can go ahead and talk about that.
I might have a dream about it tonight if we talk about it now. But so along with, we keep talking about just real quick, we talk about the firearm, stamina, electronics, and how, to raise those through your gear and what they affect and how you're going to try and min-max them. Well, then on top of all that, each weapon you pick up once you get to a higher rarity also has weapon unlockables. So these weapon unlockables could be like a boost to critical hit damage. Or in some cases, he said an exotic one would be regain health for each critical hit. Those are some examples. Well, those would be locked on your weapon. And unless your stamina let's just say that to do more damage for, a boost to critical hit damage. Let's call that one a firearm attribute. To unlock that, your firearm attribute has to be 3,000. So the only way, so then you look at your weapon and you say, oh, I really want these type of bonuses on my weapon. In order for them to actually activate on my weapon, I have to have my gear slotted in order to hit this high of a score for firearms in order to get these bonuses on the weapons.
Right. I've forgotten about those. Those play directly into those 3 stats. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Good
so
catch.
that's really cool too. I mean, and they kept saying is that's when the end game gets involved, where you may not care about that stuff. You're trying to put all the puzzle together with all these different components, and you could play without it. But once you get to the, and he kept saying end game, which is just teasing me. He kept saying end
Yeah.
game, but he's like, once you get to the end game, which is true, that's when you can really min max your character and look for that one weapon that has these two perks with these two unlockables, to kind of balance everything out. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be cool. I like the idea of having different abilities on your weapons. It just makes them more valuable. So you can find one, and they said that they're randomized, so you won't.
Yeah.
They're not always going to be the same on all these different guns. So, you find one ACR and it has critical hit shot, increased damage or whatever. Then you have another one that does whatever else it does. So you constantly like, oh, that guy dropped loot. I'm gonna go check it out. And
Yeah.
be
You'll be that much
comparing
more
it to,
excited
Yeah.
when you find that one with the two perks you're looking for,
Yeah,
even though it's a
exactly.
blue, and you'll outrank it in 5 levels anyway, but you'll still be excited.
Right, but he talks about how like the later or the higher quality weapons have more abilities and things, and more of these
Yeah.
stats tied to them. So the
like,
higher you get in your rank and these more rare weapons you come across, the more excited you're going to be, like, oh, that's a legendary or whatever. So who knows? What were you going to say, Doom?
Oh no, that's what you said. What I was going to say.
Oh, sorry. Taking the words out of your mouth.
Yep.
But yeah, all that, the stamina, firearms, all that plays an essential role in how you're going to build your character. And I'm sure we'll have a lot of special episodes where we talk exactly on how to min-max exactly to get the most out of each build. And I'm sure Dave will have a spreadsheet for us that we can go over and visualize and things. And so
it's definitely going to make doing weapon reviews a lot more interesting.
oh yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna get a little strange for a minute until I decide how to actually go about that.
Well, I mean, this whole show is kind of going to go through an evolution when the game comes out. And same thing with me making videos. Like, I've been using like the same clips of footage for the past year. And, now we're finally getting some new stuff. But when the game comes out, I'm going to have unlimited footage. So I don't know if I'm going to, I don't know what I'm going to do. I may just do playthroughs and be like, hey, I found this. Come check it out or whatever. And same thing with the podcast. It's going to be like, hey, now we can talk about different guns and different stats and different abilities that they have. But yeah, so I think it's going to be pretty good. I'm excited. Yeah. So speaking of guns, why don't we go ahead and move into our gun review? What are we going to be talking about this week, Doom?
Well, this week it's going to be a little strange because what was voted on was the L86, but when I started researching it, the L86 is just a version of the L85, which is just a version of the SA80. So I figured I would just talk about all of them since they're all kind of the same thing.
Right.
Now, this is a gun that I don't. This is probably the one that I would have the least experience with. It's a
isn't it a British gun?
It's a British rifle, yeah.
Okay.
So the L86 and the L85 are based on, or they're the SA80, which stands for Small Arms for the 1980s. It's a British family of 5.56 by 45 millimeter NATO selective fire gas operated assault rifles. So the L85 variant of the SA80 family has been the standard issue service rifle of the British Armed Forces since 1987, replacing the L1A1 variant of the FNFAL. The improved L85A2 remains in service today.
Really?
Yeah.
I've used it in a lot of games. It's a pretty good gun.
Yeah. So the system's history dates back to the late 1940s when an ambitious program to develop a new cartridge and a new class of rifle was launched in the UK based on combat experiences drawn from World War II. So, every time there's a big major conflict, a lot of weapon research and stuff comes out of that. I mean, Vietnam taught us a ton of stuff, and we developed a lot of weapons from that. World War One taught us a ton of stuff, and we developed a lot of weapons from that. So
It's kind of
this
as
is
kind of dark as it is. War is kind of like a beta stage for weapons.
pretty much. I mean, there's a history podcast that I listen to, and he just finished up a whole series on World War One, and he was talking about that's where the world really went from the more primitive, old style of warfare and moved into the modern style of warfare. And there was a lot of things that people have been experimenting with or theorizing, and that was when they were really able to start putting certain things into use and really finding out what works.
Right.
And yeah, we had to kind of move into a more modern style. So it's really interesting to see all the different weapons that come out of different conflicts.
Yeah.
So the SA-80 and L-85 family is built in a bullpup layout, meaning the action is behind the trigger group,
Hmm.
with a forward-mounted pistol grip. The main advantage to this type of arrangement is the overall compactness of the weapon, which can be achieved without compromising barrel length. Hence, the overall length of the L-85 is shorter than a carbine, but the barrel length is that of an assault rifle. So this is kind of what we talked about. It was a couple weapons ago where we talked about the bullpup design,
Right.
where it just moves. Wasn't it the sniper rifle that we talked about, the
Yeah.
SRS?
Was it
Yeah.
was it last week or
I think
not last week, but like 3 weeks ago?
I think it was the last episode. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that and the Stayer AUG is also the bullpup design. So it just moves everything back. The action and everything is behind the trigger group, and so it just makes the barrel longer, but it makes the whole weapon shorter.
Right.
That's kind of what this
Pretty
is.
ingenious.
Yeah. So, however, the adoption of this layout also means that the rifle must be used exclusively right-handed, since the ejection port and cocking handle, which reciprocates during firing, are on the right side of the receiver, making aimed fire from the left shoulder difficult.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Good thing I shoot normal.
Yeah. I mean, for the most part, a lot of modern, or newer guns are getting to the point where you can switch which side the ejection port is on. Some of them are getting to where you can change that. But even with an M4, the ejection port's on the right side. So I know a lot of left-handed firers are dealing with brass ejecting in their face,
Ow.
or not necessarily hitting them in the face, but sometimes it can come out weird. And I mean, whenever you're shooting, brass gets stuck in the weirdest places, no matter
Yeah.
which side you're firing from. I mean, I've had brass, go down my collar and down the back of my shirt before.
Ow.
It's yeah,
I bet that was uncomfortable.
yeah, it's a little warm. So, but with this, the cocking handle actually reciprocates, which just means it shoots back and forth as you fire, which I didn't realize, until I started
Really?
reading. It's like that's got to be very inconvenient.
That's weird.
Yeah, so you got that thing reciprocating in your face if you're a left-handed shooter.
Right.
So
That could be bad news.
yeah, so it can also give rise to tactical disadvantage when firing from the left side of cover.
Mhm.
Where the shooter must expose the majority of his body. However, left shoulder firing can be achieved by tilting the right hand side of the rifle downwards, reducing the impediments of the cocking handle and the ejection port. So if you're firing right-handed, it kind of makes it makes taking cover in certain ways tough. Or if you want to switch to firing left-handed, it's just, but people just kind of cock it to the side, and so it kind of gets that stuff out of the way.
Sounds like this gun sucks.
It's it doesn't sound like something I would prefer to use if I had a choice.
Right.
But, I like I said, this is one of the ones I probably know the least about. So the L85 rifle features a barrel with a slotted flash suppressor, which also serves as the mounting base for attaching rifle grenades and attaching blank firing adapters or a bayonet. So it can fire rifle grenades, which I didn't realize was still a thing.
Yeah.
you can,
I don't see people using those a lot anymore.
yeah, and I was kind of surprised to read that. So there's and I think I get down to it where you can there's an adjustment on it with the gas regulator where you can set it to fire rifle grenades, and you just stuff this thing in it and just boop, pop a grenade out of it.
Wow.
It's weird. So with the exception of the L98A1, which is a different variant, the SA80 system is a select-to-fire gas-operated design that uses ignited powder gases bled through a port in the barrel to provide the weapon's ammunition. Automation. It's been a
little while. We're a little rusty now, so
that was going to be a joke I was going to make earlier. It's like, oh, I gotta get over being nervous again because it's been so long. So
yeah, no,
I'm going to go back to speaking in sentence fragments, and
so. We'll get back to it. We'll get back in the saddle here. We're all kind of like, I know I am. I'm like, how do I do a podcast? I can't remember.
Yeah. So. The rifle uses a short stroke gas piston system.
There's that tongue twister.
Yeah, no, I'm getting better.
You breezed right through that one though, so that's good.
But what you didn't see was me rehearsing that for half an hour before we started recording.
I believe it.
That's why I was a little late.
In front of the mirror.
Yep. Gas piston system. Gas. Okay, I'm good.
So it is. It's fed through which is fed. Okay, whoever wrote this. This is more information I got off of Wikipedia. So I'm trying to decipher the words on here and what they actually meant to say.
They try to just make themselves sound smarter. It's like, I'll throw this word in here now.
That happens a lot, and I actually go back and adjust some of this stuff. It's like, okay, this is what he actually meant to type. Nice. Okay, so the gas piston system has a 3-position adjustable gas regulator. The first gas setting is used for normal operation. The second is used for difficult environmental conditions. And the third setting prevents any gas from reaching the piston, which is used to launch rifle grenades.
Weird.
Yeah.
That's crazy. At least it's kind of versatile in some of the things that it can do.
Okay, so rifles used by the Royal Marines, British Army infantry soldiers, and other soldiers dismounted for a close combat role, and the RAF regiment are equipped with a SUSAT or SUSAT, meaning Sight Unit Small Arms, Trilix optical sight, fitted with a 4 times magnification and illuminated aiming pointer powered by variable tritium light source.
I'm sure that's significant in some way.
Well, tritium is like a radioactive material, so it's what we had. It's what we had in all of our. Okay, I was a mortar guy in the Army,
right?
So we had, if we were firing at night, whenever we would put our aiming poles out, we would have aiming pole lights that are different colors and on purpose. Mm-hmm. They're not powered by batteries or anything. They have tritium in them, and the two glow different colors. That way, they never run out.
Wow.
So, and then also the actual sight for the mortar system, it will illuminate at night, and that's tritium too.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I didn't know what tritium was. So that's awesome.
Yeah. So it's basically like a radioactive light source,
right?
It's everything. Yeah.
So it never goes out, kind of.
Pretty. Yeah. So
nice.
It makes it really useful, and you don't have to worry about replacing batteries or having something like that go out right in the middle of a fire mission.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So as of 2006, almost all British Army personnel deployed on operations have been issued SUSATs, or however you pronounce that. It's an acronym.
SUSAT sounds good to me, so we'll go with that.
So mounted on the SUSAT one-piece pressure die-cast aluminum body are a set of backup iron sights that consist of a front blade and a small rear aperture. So just in case, it's damaged or whatever. So,
right.
So the L86A1, what I originally started researching, or LSW, the light support weapon, is a magazine-fed automatic weapon originally intended to provide fire support at a fire team level. It has a longer barrel than the L85A1 rifle and a bipod and shoulder strap, rear pistol grip, together with a shorter handguard. The extended barrel provides increased muzzle velocity and further stabilizes the bullet, giving a greater effective range. The weapon is otherwise identical to the L85 version on which it is based. It has the same 30-round magazine, sighting systems. Like the L85, it has a rate of fire selector on the left side behind the magazine housing, enabling either single shot or automatic fire.
Nice. So that's kind of like almost like a squad assault weapon.
Kind of.
For the U.S., but not quite.
It was kind of their intent. So the increased barrel length and bipod and optical performance give the weapon excellent accuracy. From its inception, the L86 was the target of criticism on much of the same basis of the L85. I don't know why I said that. Why did I put that in there? It just didn't go. I swear I read this before, but I don't know what So there was criticism for it. So the LSW has an additional issue shared by any light support weapon derived from a rifle. It has an inability to deliver sustained automatic fire, as it does not have a quick change barrel and it's not belt fed. I think that's what I meant up there.
Right.
So yeah, they meant it to be kind of like the saw.
Right.
But it's not belt fed. And you can't change the barrel. So, sustained fire is going to damage the barrel, and it just can't, it's like whenever I said you could put the magazine into the to the saw, it just doesn't work the same. So
it's not a good gun, basically, is what it sounds like.
Well, it's not good for it was original intended purpose. So for a time the primary use of the LSW shifted to that of a marksman weapon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it is capable of providing precision fire at ranges of over 600 meters. However, it was replaced. It was replaced in this role by the L129A1. So it kind of just got replaced, And then as far as the light support weapon, it's that role is being filled by the L110A2 light machine gun, which is a belt-fed weapon with a quick change barrel.
So how would you use this gun? Do you think this gun's going to be an assault rifle or a light machine gun in this game, and how would you use it from your experience with guns?
I would use it more possibly as a DMR.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, because if it behaves like it's realistically like what this information is saying, it's not going to be like a light support weapon. It's not going to be able to be a machine gun. It's basically going to be an assault rifle with a longer range and a little bit more accuracy because of the longer barrel.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
I'd use it.
It's kind of more of a combination of an assault rifle and a DMR.
Nice. That's cool.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for episode 13 of Rogue Agent Radio. We want to remind you to check out rogueagentradio.com, where you can find all of our links, whether it's YouTube, iTunes, Podbeans, or Twitter. You can be sure to find it all there. I just want to thank everyone for sticking around. It's been a little while where I know I'm feeling a little rusty. We'll get things back in gear and get rolling on a normal schedule, hopefully this coming week. So be on the lookout. We've got a lot more news and information rolling out, so we'll be good to go. If you're hungry for more Tom Clancy talk, then check out Aim Assist Gaming and their new podcast dedicated to Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege the Show. If you want to keep up with all the hosts in between episodes, you can follow us on Twitter. Dave, where can they find you?
At Deep Fried Dave.
Doom, where can they find? Hold on, let's do this again. Take two. Doom, where can they find you?
They can find me at BlessedDoom_.
And yours truly is at Boomslang with 2 G's and an underscore. You guys have anything to add before we sign this off?
Looking forward to next week and the next show. Let's get the beta going.
Yeah, buddy. What about you, Doom? Final thoughts?
Man. Man, I'm just excited to hear about that beta. I want to play this game. I didn't play the alpha. I want to play it.
Dude, the tension is so thick right now. You could cut it with a knife. I'm ready to go. Yeah.
Yep.
Anyways, thanks for listening, everyone. And until next time, maintain radio silence and watch your corners, agents.
Rogue protocol initiated.